In this video, you're going to see how to customize this gun using tools and material from Rvinyl and tips and tricks from the Rwraps Institute. As always when handling guns, safety comes first. Make sure that there's nothing in the chamber and empty the clip. Also, put on the locking mechanism for the trigger just to be safe. Now it's time to clean it. Using Rapid Prep from Rvinyl, spray this directly on a microfiber towel. Avoid spraying directly on the gun, as this can leave moisture in tiny cracks which can affect adhesion. Lots of oil and dirt can build up on the gun, so be extra thorough and move parts when necessary to get all edges. After cleaning, apply a coat of Primer 94 to all the areas being wrapped. Focus on the edges and the main surface area. Guns can have a low surface energy, so it's very important to raise it with Primer 94. Be sure to allow it to dry for 5 minutes before wrapping. I remove the wrap film from the package and note that inside is a $20 cashback coupon for submitting a video to Rvinyl and an instructional guide that corresponds with this video. Now we're ready for install, and the first step is to trim the panel to size. We'll be wrapping the top part of the gun, which means the material will go from the side to the top to the side. Always be sure to keep the adhesive from touching the surface, and utilizing the straight edge of the piece, line it up to the bottom section. Then, once the section has been applied, make relief cuts on either side by cutting directly away at a 45-degree angle. This will allow the material to relax to the top section. Tuck it in with a squeegee, cut it to the groove, and for the top section here, there's a gun sight. So here, always be sure to cut it on the side, then the top, then to the side. This will help it relax around this raised object with no tension. Once the top section has been applied, then round the film towards the final side, run a finger on the body line to ensure a tight seal, then take it into the bottom edge. Using the hard side of the squeegee, a tucking tool, or in this case a fingernail, set up the material in the tight groove at the bottom and cut away the excess film with a sharp knife. Once this bottom section has been removed, continue the cutting process and remove the excess film. Oftentimes there are tight gaps on these cutouts, so if the blade is sharp, it should hold these areas securely. Make sure the gun is placed flat on the table for many sections so it doesn't shift. The freehand will hold the gun properly, and always cut away from the freehand that is holding to avoid accidental cuts. Oftentimes the freehand can pull the material away to ensure nice tension. For this open gap at the top, keep the blade at a 90-degree angle and do flush cuts on either side. Then, once all the excess film has been removed, take a heat gun and make sure all edges are sealed. With the top section done, it's now time to do the side of the gun. Use the grid on the backing paper of the material to cut the material roughly to size. This particular section has a straight edge on one side, so line up the straight edge of the film, and this will avoid having to cut this area, which lowers install times. Run a finger or squeegee over the surface to lock it in place, and once it's set, now it's time to trim away the excess film. Click the blade so it's extra sharp, and, in this case, run the blade along a groove at the bottom and a groove on the back side. Round it towards the top, then carefully remove the excess film once the cut is done. And with one side of the handle complete, now flip it over and repeat the exact same steps for the other side. Line up the straight edge of the wrap film to a straight edge on the handle, lock everything in place, and cut away the excess film. And a good tip is to rotate the gun while cutting. This will allow nice precision. The final step is to cut away any excess film that is bridging tight gaps. This will ensure long-term hold. And now it's time to sit back and see the results. And as you can see, with the right tips and tricks from the Rwraps Institute and tools and material from Rvinyl, you can customize a gun like this, in this case with carbon wrap film, in just a matter of a few minutes. Be sure to go to Rvinyl to order your tools and material today.